Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to GEEXX Reads. Today I'm going to talk about Borne by Patricia Briggs, an image of which you will see here. Let's see. Probably not going to be too many spoilers. It's a very short book, not much to spoil, so I'll keep things simple. Mercy is still adjusting to being an actual full member of the pack. The pack bonds, as they, being a member of the pack, you can feel the other pack members in your head a little bit. How much depends on various things, but she's getting used to that type of thing, being an independent woman, not wanting people to control her. She's taking things slow with Adam, or trying to. But something is wrong in the pack. And Mercy doesn't know what it is. She also gets a mysterious phone call from her mentor Z, his son, about something that she may have borrowed, an elven book she may have borrowed, written by actual elves from a Fae, or a Fae book written by the Fae, not elvish, but so something's going on with the Fae, and something is going on with Samuel. Now, we've known for a while that Samuel's been staying with Mercy because he's not doing well, and old wolves who do not do well tend to go crazy and go on killing sprees. So Samuel's acting unusual lately too. So we have these multiple plot lines going on. Being that the Fae are involved, Z gets involved as well, a little bit more towards the end, but I like Z. Z Biter, Darksmith of Stranaheim. He's one of my favorite characters. Not sure how much I can tell you without spoiling it, really. The story is very basic. Like I said, it has those 3 plot lines, something in the pack, that's, the pack bonds, something's wrong with Samuel, there's a Fae, the book that Mercy had borrowed seems to have at least one of the Fae interested, which Mercy doesn't understand because it doesn't seem to, there's nothing special about it that she can detect. And things just kind of seem to not quite snowball, but a lot of unconnected things happen that might be a bit more connected than that. But Mercy is essentially trying to figure all this stuff out. When she tries to return the book, the bookstore is locked up and the owner is gone. She tries to go to his house. He has some creepy neighbors that she doesn't trust. She's finding it very hard to trust people and figure out what to do with this side plot of the book, while she's trying to figure out what's wrong with Samuel and figure out what's wrong with the pack bonds and the pack. Yeah, I really can't give much more without spoiling it, again, because this is so short. One of the complaints I sometimes have about these books, the Mercy Thompson books and the Alpha and Omega books, is that they are short and they frequently feel rushed. The pacing in this one is very, very good. It's really easy to pick up. There's nothing very deep in most of these novels. A few minor bits here and there, but nothing that really, hits home to me. They're just fun reads. But I do like that the interpersonal relationships with the other members of the pack and the other, secondary characters continues to evolve. We continue to see more and more of them as Mercy becomes more entwined with pack life, having been dating Adam for a while, dating the alpha leader of the local werewolf pack. Her friendship with Z, her relationship with the other characters, the teenage boy Gabriel, who sometimes works for her and his family, you know. And another good thing too is that Mercy is a messy person, not just like a slob, but she makes mistakes. You know, she makes split-second decisions in the heat of the moment that have consequences. You know, not necessarily lethal consequences, but you know, she sometimes, you know, hurts people she doesn't intend to, who you know, and again, not physically, not like super bad, but she makes mistakes. She's not a perfect person, and I think this is handled in a very human way, which is interesting to say for stories about werewolves, vampires, and the Fae, and Native American shapeshifters, and things of that nature. But you know, in addition to the way Patricia Briggs has woven European folklore and Native American folklore into her novels, which I enjoy the way in which she's done that. Even, you know, she's taken liberties. They're not direct translations. These are her interpretations of European folklore and North American folklore. But even so, you know, it's done in a way that not necessarily makes it feel real, but it's consistent. You know, a lot of fantasy authors, you know, things just happen. And yes, that does happen here, but there's also a lot of consistency. You know, she tends to stick to the rules that she's made, without throwing them out the window wholesale when she needs plot armor to fix something. You know, and even when she does the plot armor, there's usually a reason behind it. It's not just this magically happens because they wanted it to. Again, not perfect, but yeah, this is a good, you know, I enjoyed the scenes where the people are just sitting around and talking, you know, not the high action sequences. And there are some of those, not the tense, you know, the tense emotional beats, and just them sitting around the kitchen having breakfast and talking and getting to know each other, and sometimes strategizing and trying to, you know, something is wrong, we got, you know, these things are happening, we got to fix it. And they may be, you know, talking strategy and stuff, but it has all the little human touches of, you know, people who know each other well and are comfortable with each other having a conversation. And it's these nice little human touches that kind of, and all the other things I've mentioned that keep me coming back to the series. And this is a solid addition to the series. How many books are there in the series? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe like a dozen. Are we halfway through? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I think this is 5 of the Mercy books. Might be a bit less than halfway through the Mercedes Thompson books. There are fewer Alpha and Omega. But yeah, another solid edition of the dozen or so books. Yeah, I'd say this one's in the top 5, although that's a small number. Top third, I guess. Anywho, I guess that's all I have to say about this. As always, thanks for watching. Always, my stuff is crap. And until next time, good hunting.